right, I'm going to invite you to start by finding your seat on your mat and closing your eyes and allowing yourself to find some moments grounding into your beautiful body. Arriving in this quiet morning is the way I would describe it, and allowing yourself to open up in a way that you can receive your practice. In 2 days, we will be acknowledging what is called the Great Conjunction, which is the coming together of two mighty forces in our universe, the planets of Jupiter and Saturn. And if you go outside and look up in the early evening towards the sky, towards the moon, actually, just off to the right, you'll see these two lights, and they appear about an inch apart right now. And each evening now they are getting closer and closer together to the point where on the 21st, they will be less than a degree apart. And every 20 years, these two important forces in our universe come around to reunite. But this time, they are coming unbelievably close to one another. There's some other astrological things happening on this time that make this conjunction especially important and powerful. But how I want to link this to yoga is with a little conversation about dharma and karma. The planet Jupiter is connected to dharma. And dharma is this light inside each of us. It illuminates our true purpose. And Jupiter is the planet that represents dharma. It represents the grace of God. It represents this idea that all of us have this light within us. And in the Upanishads, it says that all light, whether it's light from a planet or from the sun or the moon or the light that radiates from within us, is our teacher. And so Jupiter, or Dharma, is the teacher that reminds us that all of us are divine light. Saturn, on the other hand, is our teacher that comes through the school of karma. It is the teacher that reminds us that we are bound by time, that this life had a beginning at the moment that we were born and will end at the moment that we transition out of this body. And during this time period, we are bound by the laws of karma. And karma is essentially that every thought, every word, and every action that we take has a consequence to it. So the year 2020 has been the year when the teacher of Saturn has been full force in its happy place, and Jupiter has not been in its happy place. On December 21st, the two come back together, and their relationship, getting in closer proximity, will bring more peace, more harmony, and more balance to us. We won't feel that right away, but slowly and surely, in the ways personally we feel like we can make, right thought, right speech, and right action appear in our life, will be happening. And collectively, we'll be experiencing that. We're already seeing signs of that, aren't we, as we receive the good news of vaccine and a sense that we are moving more towards a way of relating with each other that is governed by kindness, that's governed by humanely acknowledging one another's experience and doing something about suffering when we see it. So the really, really good news is that as we come sliding in to the end of 2020, we have these great luminaries finding their way as well, coming into right relationship with each other. And this is the question that I will leave you with as we move into practice. So bring your hands together in front of your heart, a sign that this is the space that you want or desire to relate to and from, your heart space. Feel the pressing together of your left and your right palms as a meeting and as an acknowledgement that you are lightness and darkness, that you are the sum total of dharma and karma, and that both of these energies are working in your life and through you as teachers. We tend to see karma as a negative thing, and it is true that karma often brings us into right relationship again by waking us up through an awareness of how and where we've gone astray, how we've slipped into the darker, shadowy sides of ourself. So the question to ask yourself is there more work to do? And the answer for all of us is that yes, there is, there always will be. But can you use this beautiful time, in time, to dig in and do an even deeper excavation? Know that the universe is supporting you in your work. Know that this practice that we call yoga is here to help you go down that path. There's no destination, there's no time when we will arrive in getting it right all the time. But if we use our time here to practice getting it right, then we are living from our dharma. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and exhale it out. Do that once again, in through the nose and out through your mouth. Let the next breath be even deeper and connect with the cycle and the rhythm of your breath. And then do what you need to do to come onto your mat and into child's pose. Once you arrive in child's pose, begin to connect with your breath in an even deeper, more intimate way. Let your jaw soften and your tongue get heavy and thick inside your mouth. Feel the tension around your eyes move out of your face. And translate this expression of deep setting down into the planet throughout your whole body. Your head, your torso, your legs, all of it finds the earth. All of it experiences the ground beneath you reaching up to support you. Attach the sound of so hum to your breath. The inhale naturally feels and sounds like so, and the exhale naturally sounds like hum. So hum, I am. I am this being right here, right now, bound inside this beautiful time, bound inside this beautiful body, and animated with a life force that existed before me throughout my whole experience in this body and will continue on after I leave this body. Now come up to tabletop position, please. Once you're there, a couple rounds of cow and cat, just begin to tell the spine it's time to move and articulate through the undulations and the waves. This movement that wakes Shakti, prana up in the body, begins the ascension of energy from the root to the crown. Make the movement smaller and eventually bigger. Trying to move the whole spine from tail all the way up to the crown of the head. And then come back to your level back. Curl your toes under and find downward facing dog. Once you arrive here, pedal your feet. Make that action like an attempt to burrow a little deeper into the ground. Find your footing. Find your station right here, right now. Press away through your hands. Feel the finger pads making little suction cups on the earth. Suction cups that both connect you and give you a little portal to draw energy up from the ground into your beautiful being. And find a few moments of stillness. If staying here for a few more breaths is too much, then come back to tabletop. Otherwise, ground in, ground down, and breathe. Walk both your feet forward. Come into Uttanasana, forward fold at the top of your mat. But bend your knees so much that your ribs and your belly press against your thighs. Keep your fingertips sourcing the earth, okay? Just pressing down into the ground. And then simultaneously kind of ground into the earth through your feet, but lift your sit bones a little bit higher. Allow that to let the upper body cascade down over the lower body. Notice if you're resisting the forward fold by holding your head in any manner and completely release it. And now walk your hands up the fronts of your shins, past your knees to your thighs, and then come to Tadasana. Your feet can be right together or shoulder distance apart, but stand tall, emerge here, emerge ready, emerge present, emerge proud, proud to be here right now. Take a breath in and sweep your arms up over your head. As you exhale, draw your hands back to your heart, your destination, over and over again. Inhale, big sweep of the arms high over the head. Exhale, hinge and forward fold back down into Uttanasana. Find a halfway lift, drawing your fingers to your shins, perhaps spine long, gaze just beyond your mat. Exhale, fold. Place your palms on the ground, step both feet back so you're in downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the ground. Walk your hands back to your knees and find one kneeling mountain as you sweep your arms high up over your head. Draw your hands to your heart and then press your hands out in front of you back into tabletop. Right from there, you can go to downward facing dog. Look forward and step your right foot forward between your thumbs. Okay? Lift up onto your fingertips again. Press your heart towards the front edge of your mat. Feel into this lunge. And then walk your hands around to the left side of your mat. Okay? Turn your heels in slightly, toes out. Crawl your hands up onto your thighs here. Okay? So it's a high malasana. And just spend some time here drawing shoulders back a bit, over hips, bending your knees to your degree, and then you can kind of rock. Find your footing again. Feel how this is how sometimes you move your way around in your life, not able to find your footing. Just feel what it feels like, and then let that pendulum stop. Find stillness. Beautiful. Sweep your arms up over your head. Lengthen your legs so you're standing up. And then exhale. Hands come through your heart. Go all the way back down to the ground. And you turn around to the back of your mat into another lunge on the second side. Okay? So experience this lunge here. Let it have its effect on your body. Stay with your breath. And then walk your hands back around. It'll be the right side of your mat, back the way you came before. Heels turn in again. Sweep your arms all the way up over your head as you press your legs into the ground. Bring your hands to your heart. Send your knees out over your heels. So you're in high malasana again. Another one of those. Inhale, sweep your arms, lengthen your legs so you're sort of standing up through star pose, and then exhaling into high malasana again. One more of those. Big sweep. Breathe in, lengthen, stretch, reach. Exhale, high malasana. Hinge at your hips. Take your hands down to the earth. Walk around to what is your front of your mat. And step forward and fold into yourself. Uttanasana. Rising by pressing into the ground. Arms go wide and then they come up high over your head. You draw that prayer down into your heart and then release your hands to your side for Tadasana. Take your hands right back to your heart center. On your inhale, sweep your arms high up over your head. As you exhale, hinge, forward fold down to your mat. Step back with your right foot, please, and lower your right knee to the ground. Okay? Bring your hands up onto your left thigh. Both of them can just kind of be there. Okay? And then reach your left arm up. Take your right hand back by your right heel. Now you could turn your whole front body towards the right side of your mat. And it's just kind of like a crescent shape on the left side, finding some length on the side body, reaching back, opening up. And then windmill, both arms down to the ground. Step back into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, bring your knees, your chest, and your chin down to the earth. Slide forward on your belly, come into Bhujangasana, and return to downward facing dog. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, walk forward to the top of your mat. Finish the exhale with a deep forward fold. Rising up. On your inhale, find high mountain, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale your arms to your side, Tadasana. Exhale your hands back to your heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms high up over your head, all the way down to a forward fold, using the whole exhale to get there. Step back with your left foot, lower your left knee to the ground, and then find that crescent shape by reaching back right away with the left fingers towards the left heel. You can spin your front body towards the side of your mat here and kind of feel half moon shape here in this shape right now. Beautiful. Windmill your hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. And then you can take that 8-point lower with knees, chest, chin, or you can come out long to plank, lower all the way down to your belly. Find Bhujangasana, again, using the back more than the hands, and then lower down. Make your way to downward facing dog. And spend 3 breaths here, noticing what already has shifted from your few little laps around your mat. And now take your walk to the top of your mat, please. Fold into yourself and come all the way up to high mountain. Go right back down as you exhale, forward fold. Step back with your right foot, lower your right knee to the ground. Take your right hand back to your right heel, sweep your left arm up and over. A nice little practice in balance here. Windmill your hands down to the ground. Step back to downward facing dog. Lower through your vinyasa either by coming through plank or taking 8-point pulls, but come all the way down to the ground again, lifting into Bhujangasana on your inhale and returning to downward facing dog on your exhale. Lift your right leg towards the sky. Step your right foot forward. Find the lunge, gaze out beyond yourself, and then step your left foot forward and fold in. Come all the way to high mountain. Big breath in. Hands to the heart, long breath out. Hands rest by your side for just the length of an inhale, and then they come back to your heart to exhale. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back with the left foot this time, lowering the knee. Moving into that half moon sort of shape, the crescent on the right side body. Sweeping back, windmilling down and forward. Stepping right into plank perhaps this time. Take a breath in, lower all the way or halfway down. Inhale into your back bend and move to downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. Step your left foot forward. Feel the lunge, and then step your right foot forward to meet the left. Folding in. Inhaling, drawing up, standing tall, bringing your hands to your heart, and releasing your arms to your side. Pause right here. Deep breath in. Releasing breath out. Deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. Inhale, both arms sweep high. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with your right foot. Lower the knee. This one beautiful, like peaceful warrior type shape as you reach back with the left arm. Cartwheel your hands down to your mat. Come into plank. Lower halfway or all the way, either chaturanga or all the way to the ground. Find bhujangasana or upward facing dog, and then move to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg to the sky. Step your right foot forward. Listen, walk your hands around to the left side of your mat. Okay? And here, just keep your fingertips pressed into the ground. Okay? And then keep your left leg straight. Bend your right knee. So it's a skandasana type shape here. Yep. And then come back through the center. Turn towards the back of your mat. Find a lunge. Peering out towards the back of your room, and then make your way into plank. Lower the way you're going to lower. Move into your back bend, and make your way to downward facing dog. And then lift your right leg to the sky. Step your right foot forward, and then step your left foot to meet your right foot, so you'll be in a forward fold at the back of your mat. Rising on the inhale, finding high mountain, flowing right back down on the exhale to your forward fold. Step back with your left foot. Lower your left knee. Sweep back into that kneeling, peaceful warrior. Windmill your hands to the ground. Move through your vinyasa, whether that is on knees or any variation that is working for your body, and make your way to downward facing dog. Okay. And then lift your left leg. Step your left foot forward. Feel the lunge. Turn back towards the right side of your mat. Here we are, fingers pressed. Fold deep into yourself now. Maybe walk your fingertips back, more in line with your toes, and find a wide-legged forward fold here. Allow the head to hang. Scan the face and release any muscles that think they are helping you do the pose, because they're not. And then walk your fingers out in front of you a little ways, take them around to the front of your mat again. And this time just step forward and fold into yourself. Feet can be right together or slightly apart as you rise into Utkatasana now. Draw this powerful pose into your body and be here. Shoulders soften away from the ears. Gaze is fixed on one point out in front of you. Press into your feet, stand up, splash your heart towards the sky, gaze can follow. And then exhale your hands to your heart. Inhale, big sweep of the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with your right foot. Lower your right knee. Find that peaceful warrior shape that we've been doing, right? Fingers back, left arm sweeps high. This time, windmill your hands down to the ground. You're going to come up into warrior two. So your right heel sets down. You press into both legs and you sweep your upper body up and into the shape. Keep the left knee bent, flowing over the left little toe. And find peaceful warrior here in this standing position. Arc the left side of the body up and open And from here we go to triangle shape. So reach the left fingers beyond your left toes. Extend your right arm to the sky. Maybe your left hand comes to a block. Keep rolling the belly and the chest and the left shoulder towards the wall you're facing. Now press into both feet, bend your left knee, come back up to warrior two, cartwheel your hands down to the ground, and step back into plank or into downward facing dog. Flow the way you're gonna flow until you can come back into downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And when you exhale, step, jump, or walk to the top of your mat. Folding in to finish the exhale. Find Utkatasana, coming up and climbing into this powerful shape. Setting your sights on just being here for a couple more breaths. Turn it into a standing, heart-opening shape. And then bring your hands to your heart. And exhale your arms to your side. Hands come back to the heart. Inhale, we flow our arms up over our head. As you exhale, you forward fold. Step back with your left foot, lower your left knee. Use the inhale to sweep back into this kneeling, peaceful warrior shape. And then windmill your hands down. Turn your back heel to the ground so you can come up powerfully into Virabhadrasana 2. Keep pressing the right foot forward and grounding the left foot down and back. There's where you derive your stability. And then bring some flow into it. Tip back to peaceful warrior and transition into triangle pose, Uttiti Trikonasana. Right fingers either brush the ground or a block. Belly, chest, roll to the left side of your mat. Keep the stability in the legs by grounding the feet evenly into the earth. Use your powerful legs to come back up into warrior two. Take a deep breath in. Cartwheel your hands to the floor and step back and move the way you're going to move to come back to downward facing dog. A couple breaths here. Look forward. On your next exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Fold into yourself. Press up into Utkatasana. And then splash up. Press your heart high. Go right back down to the ground, Uttanasana. Step back with your right foot. Lower your right knee. Should feel familiar now, this kneeling, peaceful warrior. Windmill your hands to the ground. Turn your back heel to the ground. Come up into warrior two. Excuse me. Right. Tip back into peaceful. And keep your left knee bent as you move into side angle. So this time, the right arm comes alongside the right side of your head. Feel that long line of energy from right foot to your right fingertips. Come back up to warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to the ground and listen. Turn your back heel up towards the sky. Lift back up into crescent lunge. So your right knee can be bent if you have a tweaky low back thing happening. Otherwise, power through the right leg, draw the left knee forward, come deep into the lunge here, and then draw your hands to your heart. Inhale a breath, take your right elbow outside your left thigh for a prayer twist. So once you get into the twist, maybe you re-articulate that strong, powerful right leg. Okay? Draw shoulders away from ears. Nice, one more breath, you've got this. And then frame your left foot with your fingers and step your right foot forward, folding in Uttanasana. One last Utkatasana here, lifting, expressing, and then splashing open and releasing as you bring your hands to your heart and your arms to your side. Flow your hands right back to your heart center and sweep them over your head as you breathe in. Make your way into Uttanasana. And then step your left foot to the back of your mat. The knee comes down to the ground. Find your kneeling, peaceful warrior as you inhale. Windmill your hands down. Turn your left heel down, come up. Virabhadrasana 2. Arrive on the end of your exhale. Stay for a breath in here. Deepen and find your legs on your exhale. And then tip back into peaceful and transition to side angle on the second side. So right elbow could rest gently on your right thigh. Your right hand could come down to a block by your right foot. Left arm draws a line from earth to the heavens. One more breath. Press into your feet so you can come up. Be back in warrior 2. Circle your arms to the ground. When they get there, turn your left heel up and press into your legs to come up high, crescent lunge. Find the place in your body where you're efforting but not pressing yourself beyond your limits here. Just taking yourself right to your edge. Hands to your heart. Inhale. Exhale, left elbow outside the right thigh. Let the press of your belly on your inner right thigh remind you to breathe. Remind you to breathe more fully. Beautiful. Frame your right foot. Step back into downward facing dog. Lower your knees to tabletop. And sit back on your heels here. If sitting right onto your heels is too much for your knees, grab a block and place it between your sit bones and your heels. Okay? Allow your arms to be by your side and just gravity to drag your shoulders down away from your ears. Hands to the heart. Chin to chest. Honor all that has been, all that is, and all that will be. Honor yourself right here, the two hands of a clock, dharma and karma. Celebrate being here to work out individually and collectively all that needs to be sorted and sifted through and let go of, so we can come back to being that luminous light that we are at our nature. All right, let's move into our last sequence before we flow down onto the ground. Make your way to downward facing dog, please. Walk, step, or skip your way to the top of your mat. Heel toe your feet a little wider apart, hip distance, and then fold here. You can wrap your arms around the backs of your knees if you want, opposite hand to opposite elbow, and really extend through the side waist towards the sides of the room you're in, creating width between the sit bones, between the hips, between the side body. And then perhaps have your block nearby. Heel toe your feet in just a little bit closer. And step your right foot to the back of your mat. Same thing, right knee down. Tip back into this kneeling, peaceful warrior. And it's right from here that we're going to ascend or emerge into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Left hand becomes your tether. It looks for the block or the ground. Right leg goes up. Right arm extends up. And then maybe because you've practiced so much, you can bend your right knee, reach back, find your right foot, and take bound Ardha Chandrasana. One more breath. Release your right foot, step your right foot all the way to the back of your mat. Put your heel down. Gather your hands together behind your back. Draw your knuckles towards the ground and fold forward into humble warrior. Eventually, your thumbs or your knuckles can go up towards the sky. And then release your hands by your left foot and step your right foot forward and fold in. And if you're using a block, you might transfer it over to the right side of your mat now. Step back with your left toes and lower your left knee. Sweep your right arm up and over as you find peaceful warrior on your knees. Windmill your arms forward and down. Right hand finds the block or the ground. Left leg soars. Left arm soars. Whole front side body turning towards the left side of your mat. And then maybe the left knee bends. Maybe you find your toes and you express into that. One more breath. Release your left toes, step your left foot to the back edge of your mat. Return to warrior two. Okay. And then let's come into a warrior one shape so that we can bring our hands down behind our back. Your right knee is still bent. Inhale, and then fold forward, hinging at the hips, into a surrendered, humble warrior. Take one more breath here. And then release and step back into a downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the ground. And then you can separate your feet almost as wide as your mat here. Take your block, place it in between, place it the long way so that there's a place to set each sit bone down onto. If you have a Virasana practice that allows you to eliminate the block, then just move it off to the side. But for right now, feel this. See about turning the tops of your feet right to the ground and letting them absorb the earth element. And then if you want, you can move the block away and come a little bit deeper and drop your root right down into the earth. Feel the gentle internal rotation of the thighs. Eyes can close. Breath can find its even, steady state again. Good. Open your eyes, friends. Come forward into tabletop position. Move right into downward facing dog from there. Step both feet together in down dog and then lift your right leg towards the sky. Step your right foot forward between your thumbs. Feel your way into the lunge. And from the lunge, take your left toes straight up towards the sky like an arrow, piercing the darkness, okay? Coming into standing splits here. Fingertips are that tether. Right foot is your root. And then like a luminary in the dark, feel yourself ascend. Breath continues to flow. Life force moving through. Now bend your right knee, take your left knee behind your right knee and sit down, setting yourself up for a twist, okay? Once both sit bones find the ground, extend your left arm towards the sky. As you exhale, take yourself into the twist. Left elbow outside with the right thigh. Maybe you keep working the right hand a little bit further behind you, but make the twist originate from your torso, from the belly and the chest. And then the hands are just sort of an accent piece here. And then we leave the twist by taking both hands over to the left side of your mat. Bend your elbows, press your heart down in between your thumbs, and press back up. Untangle your legs, find a boat pose. You could take this partial boat or full boat, which is straight legs, arms alongside the head, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross one ankle in front of the other, roll forward, come into downward facing dog. Step your feet close together and then inhale your left leg towards the sky. Step your left foot forward. Be in the lunge for the inhale and then power up into standing splits. Exhale. Press the left foot into the ground and just release the right foot towards the sky. And then come crouching down into the shape of a seated twist by moving both sit bones to the right of your right heel. And then right arm lifts, and the exhale takes you in. Okay. So spend just a breath or two, or maybe three at most, finessing the shape, and then let the shape do you. Maybe close your eyes, but however you are right now, make your inner ears open up and listen. Listen for your Dharma. There is a collective Dharma, which is for each of us to live from our true nature. The only way that collective Dharma finds its way forward is when each of us do our work individually. Okay, turn back towards the front of your mat. Once more, untangle your legs. One more. Boat pose here. Half or full expression for 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet to the ground. Reach your arms out towards the front of your mat and then ripple down onto your back. Slow as you can, returning. And then eventually, when your shoulders are on the ground, release your arms by your side. Bring your left heel up closer to your left sit bone and cross your right foot over in front of your left knee. Okay. Find that space between your legs and draw your right arm through that window, wrapping your hands around the top of your left shin or the back of your left thigh here. So reclined pigeon is where we are. Think about moving your right knee away from you, so towards the front of your mat. You'll feel more of a hip opener on the right. Keep a heaviness in your shoulders and your upper back so that you're creating your own resistance and your own potential to expand. And then let your hands go. Set your left foot on the floor. Maybe you use your right hand to draw your right foot up into the crook of your left elbow here. And then you just swaddle or cradle your right leg. Okay? Just drawing the right shin closer to your face. Another big hip opener. And then once again, release your hands from each other. Send your right leg up towards the sky. Okay? Your left foot can stay on the ground, or if you want a little bit more, you could extend your left leg long on your mat. Walk your hands up the back of side of your right leg towards your ankle. You could keep walking even to the place where your shoulders have to lift off the ground. And then draw your right leg closer to you and draw your shoulders back down. If to get your shoulders to the ground, you need to slide your hands towards your knee, do so, okay? And then spread the toes on your right foot and your left foot, nice and wide apart so that there is life force flowing all the way up in to the edges of your body. Okay, keep your right leg lifted, take your arms out like a T, okay? And then just like two planets passing in the sky, as your right leg goes down, bring your left leg up and let them pass right in the middle, okay? Let your right heel come really close to the ground, but don't let it touch, and then switch again. Let them pass, let them meet right in the middle. Left heel moving towards the ground as the right heel finds its ascension again. Once more. Nice, slow, easy movements. And then right leg up, left heel down. And then this time as the right heel goes down, place the whole right foot on the floor and crisscross your left ankle in front of your right knee. Move your left arm through the window between your legs. Wrap around your right shin or the back of your right thigh. Again, you get to decide how much work you do here to open the left hip. And it doesn't take much movement. Actually, it takes movement that you can barely see to your naked eye. It's just that drawing the left knee away from your face. And now set your right foot down on the floor. Cradle your left leg by taking your right elbow, your left foot, right into the elbow crease of your right arm. Maybe you even rock from side to side gently. And then extend your left leg towards the sky. Eventually walk your hands up the back of your left leg towards your ankle. Lift up so you can go high, and then draw shoulders down, left leg towards your face. And then take your arms out like a T while you hug both knees into your belly here. Okay? Let your arms be very supportive as you take a breath in. And then as you exhale, let both knees wag over to the left side of your mat. Use your inhale to pull your knees back to the center, and your next exhale to let your knees wag over to the right. Come back to the middle, and this time set both knees down on the left side of your mat. Square your shoulders. Turn your gaze over your right side. Blink your eyes closed or drop your eyelids so your eyes are almost closed. And whether your eyes are partially closed or completely closed, experience twilight. Behind your eyes, see where light and dark are meeting one another. Feel the sattvic nature of that light. A soft, restful, peaceful, centered, harmonious place where light meets dark. And then draw your knees to the middle. Use your exhale to let your knees go to the right. Go back to twilight. The knees come back into the middle. Wrap your arms around your shins. Hug into a tiny little expression of yourself. And then find a full body stretch. A huge take up space, beautiful expression of yourself. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. And then draw your arms down alongside your body. Do a couple little movements of the body to find the exact place where you can rest. And then let yourself be in Shavasana. If you have a blanket nearby and want to cover up. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, "You owe me." Look what happens when a love like that lights up the whole sky. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, "You owe me." Look what happens with a love like that. It lights up the whole sky. Start to deepen your breath and tenderly roll yourself onto your right side body. Press up into a seated position, Sukhasana. And I've really been enjoying this mudra lately. This right hand like a pledge of allegiance, left hand, the same thing, palm shining out away from you, but fingers down. Okay. The mudra of fearlessness, Abhaya mudra. Thank you for your courage. Moving through 2020 has required courage. Here we are, coming in for a landing. Okay? There's still more work to do, there will be forever. But we're wiser. We're wiser for the experience. Hands together in front of your heart space. The love and light inside of me honors and sees the love and light inside of each one of you. Namaste.